Good day, everybody. Welcome to the Dr. Ned Show. I'm Dr. Neda Amani, and I am so pleased to have a special guest, DJ Cruss from Jamaica, originally from Jamaica, but thankfully located here right with me here in Ottawa via Zoom. Welcome, DJ Cruss.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to be with you. We're going to have a party.
Yeah, for sure.
How are you feeling today, DJ?
Well, I'm good. I'm fine. I'm feeling good. Thank you. And I'm grateful I'm here. And it's, as I say, it's a great pleasure to be here speaking with you this afternoon. Right? So it's good. I'm here. You can hear me. I can hear you. So it's a blessing.
Yes. And we were just talking about before we got started, the power of music and the power of being in the present and music and lifting our spirits, lifting up our energy and really connecting us to our power. You're going to do a special treat with us, which was going to be probably most of our short program today in time with you, is sharing some of your music. And I'm just going to
yeah, you are actually right. As you could see in my background there, I'm representing. And when I was, because I moved recently, right? So when I was moving, and it's so profound that we're talking right now, because I'm going to show you something, right? Because you see exactly behind me on the blue flag.
Okay.
It says, because I turn it what do you call it now? Not the way it's supposed to be turned, but if you look very carefully, right here.
Yeah. Oh, peace.
Right? Because it's a combination of every flag right around the world. So it's a joint unity for everybody right there. And I purchased that just before I moved because I want to have something that's very strong in life itself. And peace is very good, because when you be at peace with yourself and be at peace with somebody, even if they bring some strong negative energy towards you, once you're at peace with yourself, that negative energy cannot be absorbed. Which for me, as a DJ, I've been doing this basically all my life. I've been doing it from a young age, living back in Jamaica, and then from like 1988, I've been doing it professionally. So music brings peace within me, and I transit towards my audience, because I do various type of events. I play every genre of music. I play at every occasions, whichever the client would like me to DJ at. So, but my favorite music is where I was born, my country of birth, Jamaica, which is reggae and dancehall, which have all different type of energy that put out there, like lovers rock, cultural, you know what I mean? If you want to get nice and sweaty too, it's there too. The soca, every genre of music is created in Jamaica.
It really is. I grew up with Bob Marley.
Right.
Always in the background, Tracy Chapman, a lot of soul, a lot of love, and the message of Bob Marley, why he will live forever, and everybody doing music from that intention was peace and unity and harmony. And Jamaica has the extra spice and sassiness to add to it for somehow.
which is true, because if you just normally, if you're amongst Jamaican people, or basically some Caribbean people as well, whenever we walk, it's like a dance. So whenever we move, you all have that rhythm that keep us going. As I say, it's very being peaceful and content within oneself.
Yeah.
So
so the timing is perfect. Move, meaning you just told me you moved from your previous home to this home, and this is your new studio. So I'm just clarifying this for the audience. This is your new studio, and would you say, is this your first show, first performance with this background?
Actually, no.
Okay. Well, was your first time with me, so that counts.
I did quite a few events via Twitch, Instagram,
Okay.
and Zoom itself, because even Saturday that just went by, I did a private event for a lady, and I have one coming again this Saturday.
So when you went into closer to the it's a fabric, right? It's a fabric?
Yes.
So when you went closer, it's a heart with all the
Yes.
countries, right? The flags of all the countries?
Yes.
And
Every country, yes.
every country. It's over 2,000 countries, I know that. And when you went close, we lost the audio on you. What were you saying when you went close to the image of the heart with peace in the middle?
Okay, yes, I was just explaining that it's so peaceful and profound to know that I didn't even know I was gonna have interaction with anyone like this, knowing that it was like last year, months before I even moved. Because even though my studio is set up, it's still in work in process and progress, because I didn't put up my fully walls and stuff like that. So I was just explaining, because I want to be at peace within everyone that's in everywhere as much as I can. And it's so profound to know that I'm here sitting down talking to you. It's truly a blessing. It's truly a blessing.
DJ Cruss, it's a blessing for me, but I want you to know, and you know this already because you're a man who's connected. Nothing is by chance. Do you know that you, in doing that, you attracted we attracted this interaction, because in fact, my last name means, Amani means peace, all wishes fulfilled. And I would say halfway through my career as a physician, I realized that my own health and healing was leading me to peace, which I didn't have growing up, and probably until my mid-40s. I didn't have peace growing up, but the health and healing that I was doing within, and then the health and healing that by doing that from within and facilitating in people I was fortunate to work with, their health and healing was also leading them to peace.
Right.
And it dawned on me also with my practice of yoga, which I don't know if you practice yoga, but the practice of yoga was intended to develop that inner connection, that inner power, that inner peace, recognizing that health and that healing and that peace within is the only way we can create and radiate peace without.
True that.
So that's kind of cool.
It's a great connection. Trust me. Yeah, great connection.
So you're gonna lead us, because I just recognized that you're gonna be able to do a live stream for us one day soon. So I'm already thinking ahead, but I won't think ahead. I'll stay in the present right now in this moment, and maybe play some music for us.
Yes, I could give you maybe
we're gonna go
nice
on a trance little peace journey.
I could give you a nice how should I put it now? Spiritual, cultural set. And the first song I'm about to play, right, is an artist that passed away in the mid-90s. And I love this song very much. And the reason why I'm going to play this song, the song is entitled Love is the Answer.
Okay.
So once you have love within, you're guaranteed to have peace.
That's right.
So it's great. And based on what's going on in the world right now, with this pandemic and everything, we all need love. Because my view on what's happening is like the pandemic is pushing love out the door in terms of the social life and everything, which social life embraces love. So I definitely gonna play this song. Just let it play, so we could absorb it. Definitely, all right.
Okay, thank you.
So I love this song right here.
Love is the answer.
Sing with you, the goodness of your works will carry you through. Do good unto others, and I will do the same for you. child, my friend, and you will prove what I'm saying is true. Love is the answer. There ain't no other. Oh, love is the answer. True love of the Father. If your neighbor come begging you something, don't say go and come tomorrow. Give it now while you can. And I know, Jah will bless you. Oh, love is the answer. There ain't no other. We must exercise our love by forgiving and helping. We should teach others what they need to learn. Forgive them even when your heart burns.
I'm getting Kevin to be driving with us.
Love, that's true meaning. Love, I'm feeling. Oh yeah. Love is the answer. There ain't no other.
You know what I was thinking just now too? I hope YouTube don't mute it for you, eh?
Oh, hopefully not. So
Yeah.
who is this? Who is this artist?
His name is Garnett Silk.
Oh, it's a he. I thought it was a she.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Sorry, Garnett.
He passed away, I think it was 1994, I think. Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was, even his passing too is very profound too, because he was in the house and it caught fire and his mom was in there. So he got out the house and realized his mother was in there.
Oh.
Went back to get his mom and they both.
And they both.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So and as I say, he has a lot of powerful song too. When I say very, very powerful, because he's a Rastafarian as well.
How do you spell the
know what I
last
mean?
name? How do you
Silk as in the fabric.
Silk. And his first name
Yeah,
was
but Garnett.
Oh, Garnett Silk. Okay.
Yes,
How old was he
yeah.
when he passed?
He was pretty young actually. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but he was pretty young.
So he went after to save his mother who he loved.
Yes. And he was doing very well too. And as I say, he was singing some very powerful song. And he was reaching out to the world. He was really reaching out to the world. And as I say, even before I go to play that song right there, because I say to give you a mix is gonna be kind of difficult to actually give you a mix.
Yeah.
I want to give you more of a presentation because I also do internet radio, and as I say, I've been DJing professionally since 1988, and I do internet radio since the last part of 2005, so more or less 2006 up until now. And I have a show. The radio station is called Telstream Radio.
Telstream Radio.
Yeah, tel as in T-L and stream as in river, one word. And even today, I'm on today, Wednesday at 4 to 6 for 2 hours.
Uh-huh.
So, and as I said, exactly from 2006 until now. And a friend of mine messaged me and say, oh, you know what? Because in 2006, 2005, internet radio, even podcasting was like
just
a novelty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so so it wasn't as much, but now it kind of become the norm because, as I said, doing the music online and everything, nobody ever have the time to even listen to the radio and turn the dial no more. Yeah. So now internet is so common with everybody. So for me, doing the music and I could reach out to everybody via the internet, I feel good.
Yeah.
I feel blessed to know that I could reach out to you, to everybody that's out there. So most of the time when I start my show, even as a DJ in a not private events, but like a regular events like a concert or a club, that same song I hear play, Love Is the Answer, I always start with songs like those. Then I do like Lovers Rock. But I'm gonna play another song.
Okay.
It is another Rastafarian. It's called Serve Jah, because Jah is another name for God, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna play this song, which is one of my favorite too. So you know what I mean? So I'm gonna play 2 songs from this artist because I just love it.
Let's do it.
It was a lonely night, a night like this, when I lay down on my bed. When I thought about the God I serve and all I'm going through, as the memories rushed down through my mind, it brought tears down to my pillow. Saying to myself, I must rise and go and testify. 'Cause man was made to serve Jah, and together we live forever. Man was made to serve Jah, and together we live forever. Upon this earth on which I try to teach the word of God, my Bible is my only shield and the music is my rod. I pray mankind would hear my voice and listen when Jah calls. But all they do is carry on like they don't care at all. Man was made to serve Jah.
As I tell you, he's saying that the man was made to serve Jah.
serve
So we
Jah.
have to serve. Yes, we have to serve the higher power every time. And I tell everybody, when you get up in the morning, you have to give thanks. So,
Yeah.
especially now with what's going on, you never know what you might encounter out there in the world. So you have to ask God to give you strength to face another day. So this next track by the same artist, his name is Luciano. Like you know the opera singer there?
Yes.
But it's just Luciano.
Luciano. From
Yeah, just
Jamaica?
Luciano.
Also from Jamaica?
Yes.
Okay.
He's Jamaican too, yeah.
Give me faith, oh Jah, I pray, oh Lord, to face another day. Oh, Lord, give me strength to face another day. Carry on life's road, carry on my road. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry. Give me faith, oh Jah, I pray, oh Lord, to face another day.
Yeah!
Oh,
Cruss rock sound with DJ Cruss.
Lord, give me strength to face another day. Carry on life's road, carry on my load. Give me strength, oh Jah, to carry. Oh, my Lord.
You sound
Amiga, the beginning and the end. Please tell me where I've been. All help for ages past and all help for years to come, without whom I could not be. Maybe you're trying to lead you out of your life, but I wouldn't be so unwise, and so I promise to serve thee, oh my Lord, and I beg thee some mercy.
Lord, give me. Sometimes I hear this song, I just feel so,
yeah.
energetic.
That was good. And it sounded like you were a 7-year-old boy playing Atari in the background, playing some video games in the background with those shooting noises.
Yeah, because those are the type of sound effects you when you're in the party, you feel that nice energy,
Yeah.
That's just a little party vibes I'm giving you right there because,
Yeah.
you
I'm
have to have that energy.
I'm creating the
Yeah.
party vibe here, but it still sounded like you were playing computer games in the background.
Yeah, and the topic you say you grew up on Bob Marley, right? So I can't come here and don't even play a Bob Marley for you, right?
Yeah.
And then I say it's peace, love, and then I say unity is the greatest thing we could ever have. It doesn't matter where you're from or where you've been.
I know this.
And as I tell you, I hope YouTube don't mute your video, because they will mute it for the songs.
Hopefully, inshallah.
You could dispute it though, and they would say, okay. You just tell them, oh, I'm doing my podcast, so it's fair use.
Yeah, we're just trying to spread the peace.
Yeah,
and the joy.
Saying, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Saying, let's get together and feel alright. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really love to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind? Just a Savior's own believe. One love. What about a one heart? One heart. What about let's get together and feel alright? As it was in the beginning. One love. So shall it be in the end. One heart. Let's confess to the Lord. Together and feel alright.
Yeah, all right. You give thanks and praise that you will feel all right, for real, for real.
So I have a question. Your first name, what do you prefer to be called? Your first name?
Cruss is good.
Cruss is good. So can you tell us a little bit about the Rastafarians actually? Because they have had a huge impact, right, on music and the love peace music that comes out of Jamaica. Can you share for our audience anything about the Rastafarians?
All right. Rastafarian, as there's a song that's out there too by a group called Morgan Heritage. It's called You Don't Have to Dread, right? Because the dread is the lock that you grow on, right, to be a Rasta. But from my knowledge and my upbringing, being around Rastafarian, because a lot of Rastafarian is in my family as well.
Is it?
It's basically is the concept of what you have in your heart. So when it's a form of religion, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
So being a Rastafarian is it's more in tune with nature. Mm-hmm. So like for example, they're not a person that's gonna eat meat, and some of them go as far as don't even eat fish. Anything that's living, they won't even go as far. But when it comes to the music, they tend to sing more towards the higher power. Mm-hmm. So it's more godly within the Rastafarian culture. And in the Rastafarian from Jamaica, because you have to remember this as well, is a good and great connection back to Africa.
Right.
Where a lot of Rastafarian from Jamaica itself travel back to like Zimbabwe. And Bob Marley have a song himself called Africa Unite.
Yeah.
Because we're moving out. So being like for me, myself growing amongst Rastafarian, I love it because most of the time they're at peace, they're great listeners.
Yeah.
And they express themselves real nicely. When you sit down and want to get the knowledge of the earth, like I was in like this island called St. Martin, right?
Yeah.
And I meet a Rastafarian over there, and St. Martin, the soil is very salty. Yeah. Right? But he is able to educate you and teach and give some people of St. Martin the knowledge of how to make food grow from this salty earth. So a lot of Rastafarian think very, as I said, they're in tune with nature, which for me, myself, I love very much. Very.
Yeah, and also in tune with them, nature and themselves. Right? Yes. You feel that connection, that they're in tune with themselves, their own spirit. There's a powerful energy. They're not in their head. I think that's what you mean. It's a religion or a spiritual practice of love. Because they're connected into their heart.
Yes. As I say, a lot of them it's not about what's here on the locks. Yeah. It's mainly about what's in the heart.
Yeah. And how do you think that's done when it's done through music, right? I'm like, that's taught
majority of them because when you go to like a Rastafarian gathering, is like, as they would say, brethrens and sistrens, they come together and they play the drums. As I said, it's like a carrying over African tradition where they have not drums that they purchase at the store. The drums are made by themselves and stuff like that from various fabric or whatever they choose to create, and then they create the music and chant amongst themselves. And the big thing after being it too, they have to have the chalice, you know what I mean?
Wait, no, I didn't hear it. Say it louder. I didn't hear it. It's what?
It's a big thing. It's a big thing they have to have. It's the chalice, and they smoke it, and the big puffing of the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't experienced it yet, but now you've made me curious, so I'm gonna have to be invited to a party.
That's a big part of what they do to you, and don't get me wrong too. Not all Rastafarians smoke either.
No.
But alcohol is not in their system, none at all.
Exactly, because why? Say why.
They don't do alcohol because, as I said, they're more in tune with nature.
That's right.
And they're not in tune with anything that's man-made. So if they're gonna drink something, it's called roots. So it would be from the root of trees and leaves from various trees and weeds like that grew different type of weeds, and they would create their own drink. Yeah. And that's what they would drink. Yeah. They wouldn't touch the alcohol.
Yeah, because
I grew up amongst them as a child back in Jamaica then, and it's peaceful, to be honest with you. And they don't trouble nobody. Them and everybody's friends. So that's another form of me too, being educated as a child.
Yeah.
Knowing peace and love in life. Yeah.
Yeah. And amidst you're so lucky, because that's something that many of us in North America, many parts of the world miss out on. We don't have. And we think, we go after, people in Jamaica materially, as a generality, I know there's exemptions, but materially, financially, are probably in the majority as not as well off as people in North America.
Because and it's so good you speak of that, something like that, because as they use the term third world, right?
Yeah.
Say Jamaica would be a third world country. And me growing up in Jamaica, it's truly a blessing, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And I never knew that I was literally highly blessed until I came to live here. And when you experience things here compared to living in the islands itself, like an island like Jamaica, you're like, wow, I was blessed. Because when they import something from anywhere you're from in the world and it's imported here, it costs you technically like 5 times more. And when you're back home, it's just there.
Yeah.
It's just there. And to have it there, I think we take it for granted. And I say even the music too, because the music is bigger abroad than it's big back home. It's huge back home, yes, but you get a bigger, wider, like I say, response.
Reception. Yeah, reception.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. People receive it differently abroad than back home. So living in Jamaica and growing up in Jamaica, it kind of gives you a sense of purpose when you come live here, and knowing what you had then to know what you achieve now. It's truly a blessing, because I could tell you a little story too. I used to have a 1992 Honda Accord, and somebody broke into it, and me and my family was talking, and they were like, "Oh, I can't believe they break into the car right in front of the house." And I turned to them and I said, "There's no need for me to worry about it, because I never knew I could grow up to have something that somebody else would want." So it's a blessing
that someone took it.
It's a blessing, because if you grew up in an environment and you're able to achieve and you see the growth within yourself, and for somebody else to want it, is truly a blessing, because you didn't have to have anything for anybody to want. So I see it as a blessing, you know what I mean? And I keep preaching them words to almost everybody that I've encountered with. And the step of me and my music too, right? Because as I say, I've been doing it professionally from '88. And since this pandemic, I've learned, and I wouldn't say learn, I would say I more expand. Because I just released a first project of myself and a friend of mine called Mitch Stone. We work on a beat.
Sorry, Mixed Stone?
Mitch, yeah, like Mitchell, but not Mitchell, but Mitch.
Okay.
And then the second word
Mitch
Stone.
Stone. Okay.
Yes, we collaborated and we drop a rhythm. In which I think I want to play even a few songs off that, but that's more like the dancehall type.
Yeah.
And then now I'm working with an artist now. His name is Firelyte, one word. And he just released a track that I'm working with him on too as well. And it's called Sell Them Soul, right? Because, and it's based on what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
So a lot of people will do anything to achieve, whether it's likes, whether it's material things.
Yeah.
So a lot of people around the world itself would more or less just do anything. So technically they sell them soul. And I don't know if I could speak of a thing where I see an artist himself in social media apparently is endorsing a sneaker that's called the Devil Sneaker. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yes, I saw that. Yes.
Yes, so I'm not gonna mention the name, but it's an artist.
Yeah.
And it's music, and as I said, and to my knowledge, I know I learned if children, because children gravitate to music, right?
Yeah.
So a child would learn what they hear in the music.
That's right.
So when their upbringing come up now, they're gonna gravitate to what they hear. Like as I say, you grew up on Bob Marley, so you give it that nice, peaceful, relaxing, as I say, with the yoga. I don't do yoga, but you know.
Well, if you're Rastafarian, you do Jamaica, you're doing a form of yoga.
Yeah.
with music to boot.
Yes, because even from I could speak even from myself too, because music is what keep me going overall, ever since. Because likewise the same thing, I don't do alcohol and I don't do any form of smoking and things like that either. So music is the one when I'm into my element. Anybody that know me could tell you I sweat and I feel like I'm floating.
Yeah.
That's what music does for me.
Yeah.
So I try to transit that energy likewise to people. So with this artist I'm doing now, he have a song called Sell Them Soul. And it's not just the artist and the sneaker deal. There's many things that's going on in the world right now where people is only doing it for self-benefit. So they would do anything to make sure themselves. So I really want to put this song to the forefront too, so people could understand and listen and know. The song is very powerful.
Let's do it.
Based on even what's going on in the world right now.
Let's do it. Thank you.
Sell them soul. Sell them soul. Them sell them soul to the devil and I carry out the devil works. The devil works. Them sell them soul to Satan. Them sell them soul to the devil and I carry out the devil works. The devil works. Them sell them soul to Lucifer. Well, I no deal with them pollution, I no mixing them illusion. No time at all, them can't get me in a confusion. Sight me go sight them, I use I like lotion. I try to hold down them brother when we are all human. Go in your brains and come up with some new plans. Make we build up more scheme, you got some more institution. To get rid of the violence, find the solution. And all who have love, we just say a true. Them sell them soul to the devil and I carry out the devil works. The devil works. Them sell them soul to Satan. Them sell them soul to the devil and I carry out the devil works. The devil works. Them sell them soul to Lucifer. Well, I would have run gun down a bomb, but the youth them not for born. First we say a prayer, and then we chant a psalm. Through the valley of death, and them still couldn't harm. When you see Judge a picnic, try and load they make them go on. Persistent, militancy, and that we use and conquer them. Less anger, me get stronger. Now the enemies I cramp again. Them sell them soul to the devil and I carry out the devil works. The devil works.
Yes. And this is the artist I'm working with, right? So,
Wow.
and I have to put that song out there because, as the song said, find a way to teach the youth to stop violence.
Yeah.
And instead, they sell their soul to the devil to achieve what they want to achieve.
Yeah.
So so we need some of that where we could spread some love with the children.
Yeah.
With the children.
Because, when you're little, like I was going to ask you, that was really nice because, people, I always think there's a lot of Persian poetry. I grew up with Persian poetry, and there's a lot of Persian poets, Hafez, Rumi, that, talk about what is so invaluable, what's priceless. And it's not the material things and the material acquisitions, that peace, that connection, that being in bliss, being in unity. You can't put a price tag on that. And if you're going to come and sell your soul, which is that, the truth of your soul is that. It's bliss, it's love, it's purity, it's peace, it's connection. And you're going to put a price tag on that? You're going to put, what price tag could you put on that?
Exactly, when it's priceless.
There's nothing that's valuable to more than that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think, and there's a saying, I can't remember exactly how it goes, but it's really how cheap are you to go after material things when the abundance of everything in nature is about us. I always compare it to nature. It's like, a bee saying, oh, come and pay me to go and gather the nectar and make honey. It's just part of its, existence is to go after the nectar and give that to the world as its gift. And all of us are in that same way. We all have unique talents and gifts, and that's the blessing that we have to share that.
To play in life.
Pardon?
Yes, everybody have a role to play in life. Everybody is in from, as I said, spiritually, each and every one of us is designed for something.
That's right.
That's why I could tell somebody, I could speak for me. I know, I don't even think or believe.
Yeah.
I know I was designed for music.
Yes. Yeah.
Because even people who met me like just on the street don't know nothing about me. I met this lady one time and she was like, you know what, you should be into radio, and I smiled because I've been doing radio. So you know what I mean? So people, I believe that each and every one of us, as you said, the bee is designed to get the nectar, create the hive, make the honey.
Yeah.
It's just, it's nature that.
Yeah.
And a lot of us have that, but because we believe that we're higher being, that's when it comes in, when they put a value on your spiritual belief and your soul or whatever to create earthly possession and to have these things, which me personally, as I said, I don't believe in that. So that's why for me, I give as much as I can without anything in return.
Exactly.
And everything in life come back 3 times as a blessing. So I am grateful for that. So that's what I'm saying now. I'm in the line of production. I'm highlighting this artist. His name is Firelyte. Is Firelyte.
Firelyte. Shout out to Firelyte. Okay.
And he's an up and coming artist. So and as I say, I have some project that's coming up with him too that I'm gonna be working on as well. And this I'm gonna give you a nice like a dancehall juggling.
Okay.
That's what we call it, right? So this is gonna be my production, me and Mitch Stone.
Okay.
And and another thing too, I have to let you know, I have a song and this our beat. It's in French. I don't speak French, eh?
Je peux parler français.
The thing is too, I don't speak French, but this gentleman, and actually he's from Africa, but he resides here in Ottawa.
Okay.
And basically the song is about with the Black Lives Matter issue that's going on, and about the complex. Well, it's called Complexity. That's the song actually, but in French. It's just speaking of the injustice and what's going on in the world right now. So I'm gonna do a juggling, like mix it right across with about maybe 5 or 6 songs somewhere around there.
Okay.
And give you that.
So 2 points before you juggle in. First of all, you're not just good for the radio. You can be great for TV too. You have both presents. And
Thank you very much.
And I haven't even seen you dance yet, so.
Thank you.
And second of all, we're not going to be at risk for YT to take us down with these originals, so I feel very happy about that.
Exactly. Only because we have a copyright as well, so you never know. Maybe they mute it, but once you send a dispute, because what they do with YouTube, they say, okay, you could dispute it, right? So you could just send it in, and then it goes to fair share. Like fair use. Okay. So like when you're doing a podcast, you should be able to have fair use of any songs.
Okay, perfect. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, yeah.
So now I'm gonna just give you a nice set, right?
Okay, let's go.
Show up and a girl, make a girl know so she can't take your money. Pop style and show up and a girl, people look sugar. The style original money. Pop style and show up and a girl, make a girl know so she can't take your money. Pop style and show up and a girl, she can't be in your show. When me look, it's a woman looking dainty, and it's like she in her movies.
Real money you can make when you up like. I get the people time though. If you live in a tenement, yeah, your sign though. I wanna feel the squatters them. All those sellers infants. Aye. Money you have to make, but don't feel like El Chapo them. Get the youths up rich. Rich. Start money like rich.
So we far from average youth. Mama never miscarriage youth. Say me birth with a talent youth. Say me firm and solid youth. I burn up all the tricks, no good fun. Your nails, now listen lying lips on them fantasies, on them policies. The I proper equip this song and properly mix. You have to check the playlist, I get a proper pay slip. Use a lot of creativity and activity.
Sound a kick, high grade, me a smoke and a
creating is straight, never gonna miss this.
Sound a kick, high grade, me a smoke and a sip. Put your balance in the air. Every man, every gal, party we say, we don't care. Balance in the air.
Sharpen your focus, always try your mind up on progress. Even meds, it I could try work, government go with the hocus pocus. Every ghetto you the money. Walk up in the money, pray for the money. We no follow man, we look for the money, we no follow God. Still a bad man, big time starter.
Me coulda never say me can't butter, no sir. When remember me grandmother, oh God, how she raised me. I mean now make she hungry, your mother must be crazy. Me coulda never say me can't butter, no sir. When remember me grandmother, oh God, how she raised me. I mean now make she hungry. Remember my scooty.
Yeah. Complexé. Black Lives Matter. Justice for Peace. Depuis l'établissement de la suprématie de Rome et ses alliés, les racines du système se sont multipliées en milliers. La domination systémique par la classe élite, dont le but est de démontrer sa grandeur avec violence et sans éthique. Le mot complexe va dans tous les sens, comme le mot complexe dans son essence. Certains groupes humains pensent être supérieurs. Une maladie qui crée donne naissance aux actes de malheur. Laisse-moi t'expliquer de manière détaillée le concept du complexe de supériorité. C'est une pensée soutenue dans la conscience de certaines cultures et sociétés. Ou encore c'est un mécanisme de défense psychologique qui cache la peur et la faiblesse de l'oppresseur en un clic. Ce complexe a pour but ultime de combler le sentiment de supériorité par le sentiment d'infériorité. Je flex fort avec ma team pour décomplexer ce rangement interne qui réside au cœur de l'humanité. Dans chaque personne se cachent de grands sentiments. À ce qui paraît, le complexe d'infériorité s'est fait institutionnaliser à l'Occident. À plusieurs reprises, en fond de certaines personnes, j'ai été surpris de voir enfoui. Loin des rumeurs, j'ai découvert l'origine du virus, oublié dans l'oubli. Le sentiment d'infériorité qui se cache derrière le complexe de supériorité. Le sentiment.
All right. Yeah, so that was my first project right there that we put out there. And as I said, that artist you hear is right here from Ottawa.
Wow. What's his name again? The French one?
This guy name is He's called himself Wise. I don't know how to pronounce Atangana. Atanga, I think. Atangana.
Atanya.
I get he's African, so
GNA. Yeah. Let's have him
I don't want to
on
mispronounce
next time, eh?
Pardon me?
Let's have him on next time.
I will try and see if I could get him. Yes.
Yeah, let him know. Because I caught some of the lyrics.
Right.
He's talking about the superiority. No one's superior. I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah, right.
The fact that we're all equal. And
right.
Yeah. I love that.
And the complex matter
French
of life of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because people are just making because as I said, I don't speak French like that.
Yeah.
But I try to because we're gonna produce a song like that, so we get a little understanding of what's gonna be.
Yeah.
And I loved it. It's not even singing, it's more saying a poem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, is reciting. In Jamaica we call that dub poet.
Double poem?
Dub and poet like poetry.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, we do it in our culture. So, you know? We do it in our culture. I have one coming up called Black Privilege. I'm going to shout out it on this video. It's going to be live sometime this week. They came to me last year. Yeah, so poetry, I believe, uses us as a vessel when we're ready to communicate. The more peace and bliss we are, the more we're connected to nature. I think it just kind of comes through us. Lyrics, obviously, for songs, any poetry. And yeah, it's titled Black Privilege. And the privilege of the true essence, the true being of Africans, people who came from Africa.
Right.
Yeah, and I think, and that's that power, that equality, you can hear it in his voice as well.
Right. So and I say, and it was great pleasure. That's why I saved that one for last and the beat there, so you know we could elaborate a little bit more about it, because I feel it's a very powerful song. Because the other ones are very nice, it's great. And I have to say shout out to Mitch Stone himself and myself for doing such. What happened to, I have to interject this into it because he mixed them as an engineer. Yeah. And I master them. And as I said again, I know I'm designed for music because I don't even went to school to do the mastering. I just do it from ear and then the
put
rest
it on.
is going to become history.
Thank you to all four of you. Right? Because it was Atanya, Mick Stone.
No, it's okay. He's the artist.
Yes.
It's three. No, because the compilation is 8 different artists.
8 different artists. Okay.
Yes. So and I say, and if anybody want to purchase it or whatever, once they Google my name, like DJ Cruss, they will see it come up.
And we're gonna put all the information below the video. Below.
Right, because it's on Spotify.
Yes, exactly.
It's on Apple Music.
We're on Spotify. Yeah.
Yes.
So before we say goodbye for this episode, if you're going back to being raised in Jamaica and the blessing of being a child in Jamaica, what would that blessing look like if we wanted to raise our children? Particularly right now, I see a lot of parents. My children are older, and I feel blessed that they're. That I'm not a parent in some way at this time, but I really feel for the parents that with young children right now. Blessing, what kind of energy, blessing, advice, anything can you share from your upbringing in Jamaica that we could bring right now to parents of young children all over the world?
First and foremost, I strongly believe in education. And when I speak of education, I am not speaking of the paper. Educate your children how to articulate themselves. Be manageable, be respectful. So more or less anywhere in the world, educate. And as I said, I'm not speaking of going to school, get the degree, get that certificate. I'm talking educate, because right now the world itself, even in my opinion, the higher leaders need some education themselves, because first and foremost, in order to be a great leader, you have to be a great listener. So education is bring up your children now, especially to how it's going. It's like social life is gonna be extinct.
Yeah.
So you have to educate your children on how to even create social life within their surrounding of what they might have left. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, no,
But-
you're absolutely
and as I
right.
said-
But how though, DJ Cruss? What's a practical thing? Because families are being separated from their elderly, their grandparents, their parents. Their children
that's the
are
thing.
being
So
separated from their friends. We know that the harms in that lack of socialization on both those sides.
So that's what I'm saying. So if a parent sit down and as I say, because everybody have different teaching methods, right?
Yeah.
So as I said, when I say educate your children, do whatever you know is feasible based on what's going on in their environment. As I say, for me, as I say, growing up in Jamaica, right? I grew up knowing that family is not blood. You don't have to say, oh, because I'm going to treat you different because me in blood, and because me in not blood, I'm going to treat you different. No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Educate. That type of education that not because your neighbor is not your auntie, or because in my time growing up, your neighbor is your uncle and you're not blood. Your neighbor is your aunt and you're not blood.
Yes.
Everybody's mother, everybody's a parent to the community. To the community. So that type of education when it reach, as I say, is strong and cultural. And if somebody want to make their community itself very strong, this is, as I said, this is where the education comes in. You don't look at somebody and say, oh, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat, or you're too slim. You look at everybody as one. You don't see size, you don't see color, you don't see height, you don't see any form of what we would call abnormality. You understand? You see everybody as equal. And I say that's where the education comes from. And the base point of education is, as I say, a great listener will be a great leader.
Amen, amen, amen. That was absolutely. And you don't need schools to do that. You don't need institutions. You don't need the certificates. You don't need the A+. You need love and listening.
Be peaceful within yourself. Love yourself. And even on the topic of love too, which I tell my children, first love yourself before you can even know how to love somebody else. That's one of my as I would say, I would instill into my children. Once you love yourself, because loving yourself is, you know how you want to love yourself, right?
Yeah.
So that's how you're going to love somebody else. Because you're not going to do to them what you wouldn't do to yourself. So and as I said, and it starts too from parents, because even when the parents are educated to that level, then they will know how to educate their children. So, and as I say again, that will make the community stronger. Yeah, we don't look at, oh, you're from that country or that island, or you live in Rockland and I live in Canada, I live in Carlton Place. No. Everybody can unite and be peaceful with each other and share it. Just like how what they say when there was the multitude.
The multitude.
And there was like, and multitude is a lot.
Yeah.
And there was like two fish and whatever, something around there. And it fed the multitude because everybody get an equal share. So the upliftment and spiritually and being with oneself, content with oneself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like when we talked before, where you say it's like more or less ordained, right? When I was with the peace and you say your last name. So it was already put in place. It was just waiting to connect, you know?
Yeah. And that brotherly love or sisterly love is within you don't need again.
Everybody.
It's everybody. It's everybody. Yeah. Last thing I want to leave you with, one thing I've noticed is within your culture in particular, people don't necessarily speak a lot, but in their silence, there's quite a bit of power.
So, yeah, somewhat, because as I say, and that's why I say a lot of us turn to the music, right? Yeah. Because then if you even cannot, because as I said, for me as a DJ, I transit energy towards my audience. So even some of us, when we don't, as I say, we're silent. So a lot of us bring it out in music. And I could tell you honestly, I have family members that are very, very quiet. But when they sing, it's power. Power, 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 power. So you're correct on that too.
DJ Cruss, what a beautiful time. Thank you so much for being with me today.
And I'm grateful to be here. And I want to say thank you very much. And it's nice meeting you. And as I say, I'm looking forward to be as much as possible. And maybe one time I could give you a full party set. I don't know.
Let's do it.
You could advertise it, go live, and you just tell me, okay, I want, because as I say, I do every genre of music. I do the hip hop, the slow jam,
okay,
R&B. I even have a few Persian music too, because I have Persian friends.
We're gonna do the Persian dancing. So let's you and I together in unity send out this intention that we're gonna bring together all the greatest people that can have and join us in this party in the month ahead.
Repeat that again.
We're gonna put an intention out so that whoever wants to join our party, who wants to be a part of our party in the next month ahead, if the timing is right, we hold this party.
Yes.
All right.
For sure.
All right. Thank you so much. Do you want to? I'm going to let you, with my silence and your music, I'm going to let you take us off into the rest of our day, the rest of everyone's day.
All right. You know what? Let me see. I'm going to try and find the perfect song to. Okay, I know one. There's a nice one. It's called Family.
Family? Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, and the reason why I'm going to play this song now too, I love, give the reasoning, because at the end of the day, as I said, you don't have to be blood to be family. Family is good. Family is good.
Thank you.
Yo, Shaggy. Yo, Cuz. Family. Yo, Unrollers. And me say family. Sure. If I want thing, me hate a fern killer. Me no believe in a fern killer. Family. And me say family. Sure. Me love me family, them to me heart. Me wanna dear one of them. Real kill it dead to the end, dead from me start. Me real better them. Cause them no know when we a buy 3 sardine and the 1 pound a rice from shop. And them no know when we a get chased by cops and the job. And all the woman make it now. Me know how struggle feel. And me know all of them. And me know how real now make them trick me and kill me. No way, you must see.
Oh my gosh, I feel like playing another one. I do feel like playing another one. The next one I'm about to play is called Ambition. Which they say ambition is the key to success.
Yes.
Life are the greatest thing that me no left. Now me no left, my God. And me energy them want thief. When you see it clear, say them a mangoes. Them know say that you and a friend. They me no play like rhythm and blues. Man loyal, too loyal. Someone with his sink off like poor trial. Informer want judge up me pan trial. Them days them me don't just no boy nor girl. Me no know if them is real, but me know fi a fuck and no every man real. Some boy I don't think I clean them. No one see a next youth living in. You love evil and demon.
This is Bunch of Banter and big up DJ Cruss.
And
DJ Cruss!
And our ambition is health and healing. Our ambition is health and healing and love and unity. That's it. We're doing it. DJ Cruss.
All right, yeah. And as I said, this one is called Ambition. This one is brand new, 2021. This artist's name is Yaksta. Y-A-K-S-T-A.
Okay.
Bush loader. Same one, ready man. Excuse me, no pagans. Now seek validation. Toast and admiration from you now your patrons. Boasting about name brands. We cost over 8 grand. When me searching up the same one with the cost of a straight pants. Why own a Ferrari with nowhere to park it? boy. Why shop a Louis V when there is a target? Now me hype on my face it. True minds me a save it. Them go fend if it trendy. Bank account can't empty. Broke. Acres over markets. Link me wife when me
I tell you. I love this song. It's called Ambition. Trust me, and it's crazy out there. All these songs, right? You could, as I said, maybe you could just put the links to the
Yes,
Spotify.
We will.
All
Shout
right.
out to you and your wonderful team of artists, and we will see you again soon. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you,
the
DJ Cruss.
pleasure is
Thank
all
you. Beautiful day. Bye-bye.
mine. Okay, bye.